a short speech by Her Excellency, the High Commissioner of India.
Warm good morning to all of you and namaste. I am so glad that so many of you have made it this morning at this virtual conference being organized by Dr. Marius Govinda Zamit on the subject of yoga. Yoga is something that is increasingly being associated with health, not just individual health, but because it is something that teaches you the art of holistic living. It also impacts the health of the entire planet. And that is something that we are beginning to realize more and more as we go along. And particularly in the last few years, since the International Day of Yoga came into being on the 21st of June every year. It started in the year 2015 at India's initiative and was supported by just about every country in the world, except barring one or two. That, why do you think that was? That was because suddenly humanity is waking up to the kind of crisis situation that our planet is facing increasingly due to the should I say unhealthy lifestyles and activities that humankind has been indulging in since the start of the industrial age. And for maybe a couple of 100 years now, we have been polluting our planet, we have been polluting our bodies, our minds, even our souls, I would say. And it's only now that we are beginning to realize the kind of impact this is having, not just on us, on our generation, but also on future generations, because we are not just playing with our own life, our own health, our own well-being, but the well-being of the entire planet, which is not ours to destroy, because it belongs to humanity. It belongs more than that to the future generations of human beings, of animal life, of the environment that is the birthright of our planet, and which has never been in such jeopardy since the beginning of civilization as it is at this point in time. And so, while environmentalists are wringing their hands and talking about, the climate change and all the impacts it is having on our planet Earth, yoga is something that has been quietly taking care of our concerns, starting with India and the whole civilizational heritage of India that is geared towards protecting the environment around us, the all life around us, whether it is human or non-human, because Indian civilization has always believed that we are one family, as we are so fond of saying, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. The whole world is a family, and probably ours is the only civilizational stream that has this belief system and that has attempted to persevere in propagating this mindset, in propagating this way of looking at the world, and in perpetuating a lifestyle which is in sync with the planet's health. Perhaps yoga came out of India because of this very thought process that we have inherited, which tells us that the existence of humanity itself is linked inextricably with the life of the planet, with the well-being, the welfare of the environment, of other forms of life, even things that are not really seen by anybody else as being alive: stones, mountains, rivers. All these are objects, are things that are revered in the Indian culture, and we have a whole set of rituals, shall we say, a whole set of ways of looking at them that ensure that they are venerated, that they are even worshipped, because we realize that without these things, humanity itself would cease to exist, all life on the planet would cease to exist. So it is now necessary that people, not just in India, but all around the world, learn to understand this basic reality of life, that we do not exist in a vacuum. We are not living on an island. We are all interconnected. We are all linked to each other. And for that, taking care of this planet on which we've all been fortunate enough to be born is now the number one priority. And yoga is, in that sense, the only way of life, the only way of living that can actually guarantee that not only we survive as a species, as individuals, as human beings, but our planet also survives and flourishes along with us. Because if the earth is no longer livable, we will just all cease to exist. So this is one way of life that keeps you not just connected to the planet, but also helps you regain, I would say, regain control over your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health. And all three of them come together to form the quality of the life that we experience. And I cannot think of anything else, any other discipline that can give you this kind of vision, that can give you this kind of view that makes you feel connected, not just to yourself, but also to people around you, to all life around you, and to this living planet, which has given us so much, which is our mother, and whom we have shamefully neglected, not just neglected, but we have actually deprived her of the kind of respect, of the kind of love, concern, and dedication that she deserves. So with those few words, I will leave it to those of you who are yogis, who have been living this kind of lifestyle, who have retained their connections to their roots, to their spiritual and physical and emotional roots, to carry this conference forward. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to the conclusion, where I'm sure all of you will come up with some amazing ideas, concepts, which can be implemented not just by us as individuals, but by our towns and cities and villages, by our countries, by our governments, by the entire planet, so that we could all start rejuvenating, reaffirming our connection to each other, and reliving, because what we are doing right now is just, in many ways, we are just existing, biding time, counting the hours as they go by, because everybody's making these doomsday predictions. Probably the corona pandemic is the closest we came to understanding how connected we are, whether or not we consciously realize that. So, given this background, given the fact that we are all rushing towards a pretty bleak future, I think it is very, very important what you're doing today and the ideas that you're sharing, and probably trying to implement in your own small ways. Hopefully, this will become a bigger movement and will carry humanity forward and will help heal us as well as our planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Her Excellency for that lovely speech.